Welcome to the Baris Anime Podcast, where we're exclusively talking about anime and everything related to anime. This is our first episode ever, and our amazing point of discussion today is going to be how to get your girlfriend, wife, or partner to watch anime with you in 2023, or in this day and age. Joining me today is my soulmate and co-host, Madison.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Who just got into anime with Dragon Ball Z at the beginning of 2022 this year. You can watch Madison's first time reactions to Dragon Ball Z on the Baris Anime Reactions channel, YouTube channel, along with our vlog and fitness channel, which are all in the link in the description. Last but not least, be sure to check out our Patreon to the Anime Reactions channel for early reaction releases and exclusive content that's only on Patreon. With that being said, Madison, take it away with the 1,000 patron challenge.
Yes, so in the month of December, we're going to be doing a 1,000 patron challenge. Basically, we call it that because we had this crazy goal to get 1,000 patrons, and we've hit that goal. So we're going to do a challenge that we're going to give away 19 SH Dragon Ball Z figure arts, and the grand prize winner will get the entire DBZ Blu-ray Collection.
All right.
Yes, the rules for that are on the Patreon, and we'll be doing it in the month of December.
You can also win something else on YouTube. If you're a channel member on the YouTube channel for the Anime Reactions channel, I'm basically select somebody at random and turn them into a Dragon Ball character. And again, anybody can join these challenges. Yes. They're both going to be held in December. It's a way to give back to the community who's been just so awesome to us.
Yeah, so you still have a chance to join if you would like to partake.
Yeah, you can be a channel member or a patron on Patreon, and you will be able to participate in either or of the challenges.
Yeah.
Let's get started with the topic, how to get your girlfriend to watch anime in 2023.
It's a hot topic.
Step 1, get a girlfriend.
Definitely.
That's the first step. Step 2, subscribe to this channel.
Yeah.
Seriously. Step 2 is to have a solid relationship.
Definitely.
What do you have to say about that?
I think that's the primary foundation. You know, you got to have the 5 pillars that we always talk about.
Yeah, we talk about the 5 pillars of a solid relationship. This is a must for any real, good, valuable relationship. Love, trust, honesty, integrity, and respect. You got to have all 5 of these. If one of these pillars go down, the whole relationship comes down.
Yeah. So
make sure that you actually have these pillars in your relationship before you even consider watching anime with your girlfriend or partner. Only after that point where you feel like you have a very great relationship with somebody is it safe, in my opinion, to ask them to watch anime with you.
I mean, if they're hesitant.
Right. I mean, this is considering the fact that they haven't watched anime.
Or they were uneasy or unsure about it.
Yeah. So I'm talking about the people who are like, how do I get my girlfriend to watch anime with me?
She doesn't want to.
Yeah, she doesn't want. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Step 1, get a girlfriend. Step 2, subscribe to this channel.
Step 3, lay a great foundation for your relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really important point.
You need to have a great relationship. And then once that happens, you need to effectively communicate with one another.
Yeah. So I guess I'll jump into how I got into this whole thing.
Yeah, go for it.
I had never watched any anime before this. I didn't really even know what it was. And you had been telling me over the course probably of like 6 months how important Dragon Ball Z was to you and your upbringing. And there was like relics around your apartment that I would see when we would FaceTime, all those kind of things.
I had like SH figure arts like on the walls and shit.
So we just kind of started talking about how important the lessons in the show are for you, and the themes, how any person would really actually enjoy those and relate to them. So over the course of time, I just saw how important the show was to you, and you speaking about it so passionately kind of intrigued me. So,
and so the point here is that I eased it onto you.
Yeah, you eased it onto me by opening my mind to it first.
Well, yeah, I opened your mind to it. I said, hey, this is kind of like the best art presentation I've ever witnessed or seen in my entire life. And I want you to witness it with me. Yeah, I think it would be amazing if you did.
A lot of people in your life also agreed with that. And obviously many people around the world believe that. So it was easy to,
Yeah, so you were open-minded enough to say, hey, I like him, I love him. I want to be a part of this part of his life that I'm not a part of right now. And the only way to do it is sit down and watch an episode with him.
Right.
Or 2 or 3 or 200.
Yeah.
We're literally at past what, 200 episodes at this point?
Yeah. So
Jeez.
the first time we ever watched it, you just sat me down and said, like, if you can make it through the first 95 episodes, I promise you will love the show.
Right. And I said that with confidence because the story wasn't just random things happening. Like, it wasn't like a cartoon where you can just watch one episode and it has nothing to do with the other one.
And you knew by episode 95, there's a big hook in the show.
Yeah, there was a huge hook, which is, spoiler alert, if anybody hasn't seen Dragon Ball Z, I'm going to give you 1 second. Goku turns into a Super Saiyan at episode 95.
Which was awesome.
Which was crazy. And yeah,
So we just started watching.
And you know what the thing with anime is? That there are life lessons to take away from these characters.
Definitely.
Or from these shows. And I think that's very valuable. And like you mentioned earlier, it created who I am today. I know many of you watching this podcast can relate to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball has shaped me into who I am today. And I know it has for many, many people.
That reminds me of a good point.
Which is?
I feel like if you introduce this show to your partner, you can't expect them to have the same passion and love, maybe to start, for the show that you do.
Yeah.
Because for you especially, I think there's a huge nostalgic factor. And there's a lot of core memories that you have that are like encapsulated in this show for you. So it's a little different. I love the show, I'm not gonna lie, but I think your love is so different because it's grown over the course of your life.
Yeah, so I have 20 years, 25 years maybe of watching Dragon Ball over you, close to 25 years. The way I love the show cannot be the same.
Yeah, and
as
the way
you
geek
show.
out over the show is different than the way.
Yeah, maybe eventually you'll understand.
Yeah,
maybe when you're like 40 or 50 years old. But
or I introduce it to like my children or something.
Yeah, but that's a good point. If you're getting your partner to watch whatever anime, it could be Dragon Ball, it could be anything else, with you, don't expect them to geek out and love it as much as you do, because you and I have been watching this shit since we were kids. It's completely different for us. Be very open-minded, take it very slow, and ease them into it with thematic elements. Like, hey,
don't push it too hard on them.
Yeah.
And don't expect too much.
Yeah.
You know,
like
just let them watch the show.
The elements of love, the themes of friendship, betrayal, hatred, they all exist in this show.
Totally.
Just like any other movie or piece of literature that you're reading.
Yeah.
So go into it using that logic is the best advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But start slow. When we started, we were watching maybe like 2 to 3 episodes per week, you know.
Dude, okay, yeah, let's get into that. We started this as a I don't even know how to say it. It was like for fun. Yeah. This was for fun. Okay? It was never supposed to be what it is today. And this podcast is happening because we decided to have a little fun.
Yeah, and it's been such a great journey.
It's been a great journey, but like we were only watching 2 or 3 episodes a week. Yeah. And then of course our content started performing pretty well and people liked what we were putting out. And the pressure of the patrons and people on YouTube forced us into watching like 5 to 6 episodes a week.
Definitely.
Which I don't regret, but it's been a lot of work.
I think though, if people are watching this at home, it's easier to kind of binge the show if you're not like watching every episode like we have been.
Oh yeah, our job doing this, it's literally a job.
Yeah.
This is probably...
We need to quit our 9-to-5s.
Yeah, we need to quit our 9-to-5s at this point. It's one of the most fulfilling but tiring jobs because sitting down and watching the episode with the camera on is the easy part. And then there's all the other stuff that come along with recording, like all the random sounds. We live in New York City, right? Our freaking upstairs neighbors who just don't shut the hell up no matter what. They're like literally jumping off the ceiling at like midnight from early morning to midnight. It can make
it difficult.
Yeah, and so the editing, instead of it taking a few minutes or a few hours, it just piles up and you can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then of course you're converting files, uploading, something's going wrong, then going back into the editing, and it just takes forever basically.
Yeah. I think if you're watching it at home and you're just like hanging out, it's the best way to introduce it.
Yes. Don't be under pressure.
Definitely. Don't be under pressure.
Yeah.
Just have fun, watch the show.
Don't put your partner under pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't have too many expectations for it.
Yeah. So. Basically, that's the best advice. To recap, it was find a girlfriend. And then after you find a girlfriend, work on having a solid relationship.
Yeah.
Once you have a very solid relationship where you trust and love each other and everything is good to go, then maybe you can introduce this idea.
Yes.
And you can be like, hey babe, I want you to watch the show that I grew up with. It means a lot to me.
That's exactly what you did.
I know you're going to like it if you just commit to watching 90 episodes, 95 episodes. And you can watch these 95. You don't even have to
say 95 to start with if that seems crazy.
Just be like, commit to a couple episodes. I know you're going to like it. I really want you to do this for me. Can you do this for me?
Yeah.
And most likely she's going to say yes. It's a bonding experience for you two.
Yes. And for you ladies, I think you have to realize how important this is to your partner. And if you do this with them, I think you have it on lockdown.
Yeah, your man's not going anywhere, bro. After you watch a whole anime with them, their favorite anime, they ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. And if any other man were to enter your life after this one, he will be very impressed.
You are gold. Do not lose.
It's a green flag, right?
Do not lose what you created, my fellow brothers. If you made her watch anime, you keep her forever.
True. Treat her right.
Treat her right. Anyway, we're going to end this episode. Okay. But before we end this episode, I want to briefly touch about something. I made a YouTube community post on the Anime Reactions channel.
Oh, yes.
It was about Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Which you just explained to me.
Yeah, let me clear this up. Team 4-Star is amazing. Dragon Ball Z Abridged is an amazing piece of work. There's a lot of fans of this show. I've never seen it. Madison's never seen it. And in my community post, all I was saying was that if you've never seen the actual Dragon Ball Z, you should watch that first and then watch the Abridged. That's all. It was a suggestion, a recommendation, and people took it out of context.
I think you were trying to say that you should watch the first work of art before you watch the parody of it.
Yes, that's all I was saying.
Yeah,
I wasn't
think
shitting
that's
on
valid.
it. Even at the end of the post, I was like, yo, we're probably going to at some point watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I'm curious. I've never seen it too.
I'm curious too.
Yeah, and a lot of people love it. So let's just clear that up before we end the episode.
Okay.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in on the first podcast.
Yeah.
The next episode will probably get into depth about Dragon Ball Z and where we're at and what our thoughts were about the show so far.
Favorite moments, favorite arcs.
Yes.
We'll discuss it all.
Yeah.
And you'll give us questions, we'll answer, and I'd love to discuss those.
Yes. And as we watch more anime, we'll get into other topics related to those other animes as well. Because Dragon Ball Z is the only one we're watching right now, that'll be the primary focus until we're done with it.
Perfect.
And then once we're into the next anime, we can do those things.
Yeah, we're here for a long ride.
Madison, thank you for joining me.
Yes, thanks for having me in our own house.
It's not like you had a chance to not be here. You're going to be here regardless. Guys, thank you all for taking the time to watch us rant. And we'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.
Bye-bye.